Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. Today I will be showing you guys how to loop on Badham Preschool, because it doesn't have conventional tiles like the other maps. So for main building, from what I've noticed, as if the pallet spawned here on the top floor, then it'll always spawn in this hallway on the bottom floor. And then if the pallet spawns up here in between this little hallway, then the downstairs pallet will be over here. So I guess the best way to loop this building is to just like run around to the bottom to wherever the panel is, and then just run to the window, fault the window, blah blah blah, you know, chase around. Though I would say that it's better to run this way, so you can stand here, like let's say the killer's chasing you through that hallway, then you can just stand here and then see if the killer will drop down through the hole or not, because if they do drop down the hole, then you can just run back up or whatever. You can just run through the upstairs area, and then you can, for example, make it through this door. And there's always a pallet here in front of main. It's a car loop. It's not really that great, but it'll help. There's always a window here. And there's always another car loop right next to main building, next to this breakable wall, which is the same thing. Not the greatest pallet. And then behind main, there will always be this pallet here, which is really bad. But, you know, you might stall your death with it. Okay, actually going back on this like pallet, you can kind of make it better by using the fence to loop it instead of the like bushes. Like, you may not get as big of a loop out of it, or you can only get one loop and then you have to drop. And then they can just walk around. So again, still not a safe pallet, but like, it's probably better than constantly like getting mind gamed here, you know? Like, that, fuck that. A good killer will probably never break the breakable walls, because it would be very easy to, for example, go from this pallet into this pallet into the pallet downstairs. So they usually don't break them, but if they do, you can also use this window and just run around a couple of times. It's kind of free. But again, killers usually don't break this, so there's usually no like point in trying this. But you know, it's an option, I guess. So the next building I'll be showing you guys is 2-story. The windows in 2-story are always going to be different. So like one game you'll have this window open and the other it will be closed, and one game this one will be open, that one will be closed. I think how it works is if this one is open, then that one will be closed, and vice versa. And same with this one, where if this one is closed, this one's open, and vice versa. And I think here, I don't think this one will ever open. I think it only switches between that window and that window, but I could be wrong on that. Do not quote me on it. This window will always be here. It's not the best window, because like if you're getting chased up here, and like, you know, the killer will usually just go around if you fault. So like, the best thing you can do here is to bait it and see if the killer goes away. If not, I guess you could always like late fault. And if you don't want to late fault, you can just run around here. There's a pallet here. You can get a fast fault like this on this window. I don't know how useful that will be, but that window also always spawns. So you just run up to it in a little like diagonal line, and you'll always get a fast fault. Don't try to like do it like this, because although you could do it, like, it's just a waste of time. There's no point. No, and like, this just looks steezy. Just like running like that. Really nice. And then there's always a car pallet like right next to it that you can loop. And then again, if this window's open, then you can just like fall into this, and then like, let's say this door would be broken, then you can loop back around it and then loop to the car again. You know, if not, then you can also just run it like this. But again, like, it's not the greatest, like, because you'll probably just give him a hit. But yeah, that's 2-story. So now on to House of Pain, which you can easily recognize by having a garage with a truck. The door spawns for this are pretty inconsistent. Sometimes this middle door is closed, sometimes this is closed, sometimes this window's open, sometimes this is closed. You really just have to like take it in as you play the map, because sometimes this window's open back here. But, so I guess if this one is closed and this is open, vice versa, you know? Like, you can just apply that kind of logic to this map. If you run downstairs, there will always be a pallet at the stairs. Sometimes it spawns on that side, sometimes it spawns on this side. You can just kind of camp them. It's not like Haddonfield though, where you can look through the stairs. So it's not the best camp of a pallet, but you know, like let's say you're chasing a killer downstairs like this, you can go around the pallet, and then you can go back the other stairs, and then you should have a window fault that you can take, which, depending on if the door is broken, is a pretty safe fault. There's always like fences around it. They're not great, but they can be like useful. You can't fast fault them from the inside though, so you'll want to run them from the outside if you decide to run these fences for some reason. Unless you know, want to bait like this or something, that might work. But other than that, I would not bother with this window. Unless you have like a pallet next to it, like right here, where you can like run it like this, and then you can just take this window, and then like go around for the left side, so you can go around to the right side and then back into the pallet. But other than that, House of Pain, not the best tile, but it can also be really good, which is why it's called House of Pain. And it mostly has to do with the fact that you can just run downstairs, pallet, and then just like run back up into a window. So this is probably the best part of this video, because let's say like this won't be too useful if you're just like normally chasing, but if you have this pallet dropped like this, then you can crouch to look under the truck. So I can see the killer's feet right now, so I can see where she's going pretty much just by crouching. If you're playing on like 1x1 resolution and maybe for free, you don't even need to crouch to see under this. So if you're a filthy, competitive, sweaty bitch, you know, you pretty much have a free like line of sight on the killer. This is like pretty much a free pallet now, because usually what you would wanna, or usually you would loop it like this, which is not really that great, of course, because like it's kind of hard to read, you know. And, like double backs can happen, like moonwalks, and yeah, I don't know, just like crouch to see under it. It's really nice. It's the best trick I can give you. Shack is just like normal shack, though there is a little bit of a collision problem around it, where you can get stuck on this little lip here, and you can like get stuck on this kinda, so you do want to be careful, like right around this wall mostly. And sometimes there can be a tree like right in front of this window, so getting a fast fall is kind of hard, but it's still doable. And yeah, other than that, you just like run it like Shack, you know, like you go for the outside wall, you fast fall in, or you run for the inside to fast fall out, you know. Or like the killer goes in, you fast fall this, they go out, and then you run around like this, you know. Like I don't know why I'm showing you how to loop Shack, like this is a normal towel, you know, but I guess you just have to be kind of worried about like getting stuck on like ledges. I guess if you really want to, you can like kind of loop this fence by looking through it. Same with these fences, I guess. I don't know. This isn't really like looping, this is just extra tips. Anyways, I hope you guys found this useful in some way. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you like me, subscribe, whatever. And yeah, I don't know. I will see you guys in the next video.